Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I'm Becky with the good hair, and I wanted to do something a little bit different here today. I wanted to share a story of a crazy message I got on a dating app. So I have been on the dating apps a little bit here and there, and as you've probably heard, if you aren't on dating apps, they are a dumpster fire. So I do have other stories of dates I've actually went on. So if you want to hear any more dating related stories, you can let me know and I can share those with you because they're pretty entertaining and pretty crazy. But I wanted to share one story today, and it's not with somebody I actually went on a date with. It's just somebody I got a message from and I never responded to them, but it's pretty crazy nonetheless. So let's get into it. So the story I'm going to share is from OkCupid. So if you're not familiar with OkCupid, they have the option where you can message people before they match with you. And it comes in as a message request, basically. So I got a message request from someone named James, and Sir James has no photos of himself in his profile. So we'll just get that out of the way really quick. I have no idea what this dude looks like. First, I want to read you the message he sent me that I, like I said, did not reply to. And then after that, I want to go through his profile because his profile is bananas. So James said to me, "Hello from Omaha, Nebraska. I'm James. How is life treating you? I realize we are not a perfect match in all things, but I feel there is enough to build on. I am interested in getting to know you better and seeing what develops between us, regardless of distance. If you are interested, please let me know. Thanks, James." So if you're wondering what Mr. James is referring to as far as how we're not a perfect match in all things, I assume he's referring to pretty much everything about me as a person, because as you're going to find out from his profile, if you've poked around at all on my channel, you're going to find out that James would be the worst person for me to ever be around, ever. On my profile, I state in the family plan section that I have no kids and do not want them. And I am also politically progressive or liberal, whatever the option is for dating apps. They don't really have an option usually for leftist. Usually it just says liberal. So that's usually what I choose just because that's the closest to describe my politics. But James would not be a good match for me at all, as we are going to find out. Now I want to dive into James's profile and show just how wrong he would be for me and how strange it is that a guy like this would try matching with me and assuming that we would have anything in common whatsoever. So there's a section where you can put your self-summary. So for his self-summary, he says, "I am seeking a good woman for marriage and a family life." Obviously, ding, 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 not compatible with me. I do not want kids, so we would have nothing in common and not be able to be together, number one. Then he said, "I support the tradwife movement." If you're not familiar with what a tradwife is, let me give you a little taste from a USA Today article. Perfectly coiffed hair, a pin-up dress, a gorgeous home-cooked meal on a decadent dining room table. These images convey that of a traditional wife, a woman you might picture as being from the 1950s. But these women, known as tradwives, and typically Christian conservatives, are here today and gaining attention on TikTok to the tune of nearly 187 million views. So the tradwife phenomenon that has been popping off on TikTok is basically women parading around, perpetuating stereotypical traditional gender roles, the kind of stereotypical 1950s housewife. And I will link in the description a lot of sources. There are a lot of really great YouTube videos that break down what trad wives are.
So what the heck is a trad wife anyway? Well, look at the 25-year-old Estee Williams. She gave up her promising career as a meteorologist to become a stay-at-home housewife to her husband Connor. She is now a TikTok content creator and proud trad wife. I'll let her explain what a trad wife is.
What do you think it means to be a trad wife?
Well, to adhere to traditional gender roles. The husband, he is the provider of the home. He goes out, he works, he knows how to protect his family if need be. And the wife, she's the homemaker. She does the cooking, she does the cleaning, and she takes care of the home and children if there are any.
A lot of people have done some deep diving and found that a lot of people who support the trad wife movement have a lot of alt-right, racist ideology. Surprise, surprise.
Trad wives are considered white nationalist mommy bloggers. Their beliefs are typically conservative, which on the surface makes sense. Conservatism is usually defined by a rejection of change and an embracement of tradition.
But the tradwives online tend to skew even more right. Sophia Sykes et al. Studied 36 tradwives on social media over a 10-month period. Their goal was to determine the community's relationship to right-wing pipelines. To document their findings, the author constructed the tradwife landscape, which consists of 3 ideological sectors: the conservative right tradwives, the alt-light tradwives, and the alt-right tradwives.
I'll be sure to leave links in the description below just so you can deep dive into the trad wife craziness for yourself if you want more information. Now that we have defined what a trad wife is, I will keep reading Mr. James's self-summary of why we should find him appealing and want to date him. So after he said that he supports the trad wife movement, he said, "Be a good human. Taxation is theft." Of course. "Eliminate the deep state, purge the government, restore sanity." Yes, that is a surefire way to restore sanity. Then he says, "Hello from Omaha. I'm a hardworking, focused, fit, financially minded individual that's looking for the one to complete me. A happily ever after scenario. Married with kids, living in a small town or rural setting." Side note, I cannot say that word, so do not come for me if I butchered it. I cannot say that word. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. "I value freedom, character, intelligence, integrity, health, family, and Christian morality and God. I would say I'm a free thinker that is unaffected by social trends or popular opinion. He's not like other guys. I am big on planning, researching, and overthinking, which likely explains why I'm single and have been for so long." Side note, I'm gonna assume it's not because he overthinks. That's the reason he's single. It's just my assumption though. I don't think it's because he overthinks. I have a feeling it's because of a lot of other things that he already said. "I am an avid runner, gardener, and nature lover, have a passion for history and random trivia, enjoy reading and educating myself, am very health conscious, and have libertarian ideals." You don't say. "I have an alternative look with the long hippie hair. Think Weird Al. Weird Al is a gem. Do not bring him into your weird libertarian Redpill right-wing nonsense. Leave him out of it, please. This is none of his business. Don't get him involved." "I am open to whomever and wherever life takes me. Faith, family, freedom. If you are interested, please send me a message. Thank you." I was not interested, so no thank you. On OkCupid, there are a lot of prompts that you can fill out if you want to give more information. So he filled out a few of these, so I just want to read those too. So for the prompt current goal, he said, "Continue working at the job I enjoy." Reasonable. "The long-term goal is to find a good woman and build a life together. Kids by 40? There's still a chance, right? I'm not your girl." I stated in my profile that I do not want kids. So it's obvious that I'm not the person who's gonna be having kids with him by 40. So he needs to look elsewhere. So I'm like the wrongest person he ever could be messaging. Moving on. He said, I could probably beat you at random trivia, distance running, and awkward silences. My golden rule, honesty is the best policy. I value honesty, integrity, and good old-fashioned values and sensibilities. I wonder what good old-fashioned values means. I have a feeling it has something to do with the tradwife stuff. I'm gonna just take a shot in the dark with that one. The last show I binged, I don't watch TV. Most private thing I'm willing to admit, I can't sleep in. I don't drink anything caffeinated. Ooh, shocking. What I'm actually looking for. Something that is hard to find. A good old-fashioned woman that knows what she wants, values family, and has strong morals. I'm someone who has strong morals, but I am not someone who's gonna be a good old-fashioned woman who wants kids. He's looking in all the wrong places for what he wants. You have to look somewhere else because I'm not it. After I saw his message and read through his profile, I immediately thought of a quote from Trevor Noah, and it was from his autobiography. Trevor Noah said in his book, "The way my mother always explained it, the traditional man wants a woman to be subservient, but he never falls in love with subservient women. He's attracted to independent women. He's like an exotic bird collector," she said. "He only wants a woman who is free because his dream is to put her in a cage." I thought that quote was so relevant because I've noticed this a lot, where men don't really seem to care if you don't want kids, and they do. They seem to think they're going to be able to change your mind, and they don't take your opinions seriously. It just proves that these men aren't really looking for a trad wife. They're looking for an independent woman that they can turn into a trad wife. They get off on putting women in their places and taking a woman who was independent, who didn't want kids, and forcing her into a role she didn't want. That's their goal. This guy, James, is 38 and he says he wants kids by 40. There are plenty of women out there who want kids and who are traditional and want that lifestyle. He can find a woman like that, but he doesn't want that. He wants to find a woman who is independent so that he can rip it away from her. That is his goal, which says a lot about who he is as a person. I just think it's interesting because James acknowledged it in his message, where he said, "I realize we are not a perfect match in all things, but I feel there is enough to build on." How so? You want kids by 40, and you say you want a family that's like what you value, and you want an old-fashioned woman. In what way could we possibly build on that? It would be you brainwashing me into changing my mind, going against what I want in life, and having kids, and a life that I don't want in a small town or whatever it is, I can't say the word, in a small town, middle of nowhere setting, which sounds like my worst nightmare. I just find it fascinating that he admits that we obviously don't have anything in common, but it's clear that in order for him to get the life he wants, I would have to give up everything I want, which sounds terrible. But of course, a traditionally minded dude, they don't care. They want to put women in their places, which shouldn't be the situation. If you want to live that traditional lifestyle, you should find someone who also fits that and wants that. But it's clear, since he's messaging me, someone who is child-free, he should know that that would be bad to be in that type of dynamic. Ew, sounds terrible. Why wouldn't he want to find a traditionally minded woman? Because there are plenty of them out there. But it's clear, like that Trevor Noah quote, that a lot of these men aren't truly looking for traditional women. They're looking for women like me to trap them and then force them into traditional roles that we don't, when we don't want them. So I just find that fascinating and terrifying at the same time, and creepy. I thought I would just share that weird message with you guys, and let me know if you guys are on the dating apps, if you've had any crazy stories, or if you want me to share any other weird dating stories, relationship stories, anything of that nature. I can do another video on that type of stuff if you want. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next one. I hope you guys are having a great week. Bye, guys.